Breaking news, the United States President Donald Trump has announced that a trade deal between India and the United States will take place, and there would be an immediate reciprocal tariff lowering. I'm going to read out his statement, which he's posted on Truth Social. He says, "It was an honor to speak with Prime Minister Modi of India this morning. He's one of my greatest friends and a powerful and respected leader of his country. We spoke about many things, including trade and ending the war with Russia and Ukraine. He agreed to stop buying Russian oil and to buy much more from the United States and potentially Venezuela. This will help end the war in Ukraine, which is taking place right now, with thousands of people dying each and every week. Out of friendship and respect for Prime Minister Modi, and as per his request, effective immediately, we agreed to a trade deal between the United States and India, whereby the United States will charge a reduced reciprocal tariff, lowering it from 25% to 18%. They will likewise move forward to reduce their tariffs and non-tariff barriers against the United States to zero. The Prime Minister also committed to Buy American at a much higher level, in addition to over $500 billion of US energy, technology, agriculture, coal, and many other products. Our amazing relationship with India will be even stronger going forward. Prime Minister Modi and I are two people that get things done, something that cannot be said for most. Thank you for your attention to this matter." So that's typically delivered as the US President does. Now, basically, I'm going to go through the operative part of this. Number one, India is going to be importing oil from Venezuela per Trump. Per Trump, India is going to stop importing oil from Russia. As a result of this, and per Trump, as per the request of the government of India, the US will charge a reduced reciprocal tariff, lowering it from 25% to 18%. This will likewise move forward to reduce their tariffs and non-tariff barriers against the US to zero. Shiv Arur joins us now for more on this. So Shiv, late in the evening, we've got an announcement from the US President saying that a trade deal is through. We'll wait for the External Affairs Ministry, because I think that's important just to get this interpretation correct.
Absolutely correct, Vishnu. This is a huge piece of breaking news coming in late tonight, and NDTV's analysis and breaking news coverage of the tensions between India and the United States leading to some kind of a ceasefire have proven absolutely true. You've been reporting on that as well. Very important to note that Trump here has explicitly announced that he and Prime Minister Modi have arrived and agreed on a trade agreement. I'm assuming this means that it will be formally signed in the foreseeable future, in the next few days. Remember, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar happens to be in the United States at this time. I'm presuming that the loose ends of whatever negotiations have been happening, Vishnu, have been tied up by Dr. S. Jaishankar and his team, along with Secretary Marco Rubio. But this is an intercontinental news quake, because after a year of suspense, frictions, tensions, turbulence, unprecedented tariffs imposed by the US on India, a very, very warm message by Trump where he calls Prime Minister Modi one of my greatest friends and a powerful and respected leader of his country. He says we spoke about many things, including trade. He agreed to stop buying Russian oil. That's going to be an interesting point, to get a corroboration from the Indian side on, Vishnu. But the main point of all of this is that we agreed to a trade deal between the United States and India. And he says, out of friendship and respect for Prime Minister Modi, as per his request, effective immediately, we agreed to the trade deal and will charge a reduced reciprocal tariff, lowering it from 25% to 80%. They will likewise move forward to reduce their tariffs and non-tariff barriers against the United States to zero. The Prime Minister also committed to Buy American at a much higher level, in addition to over $500 billion of US energy. So there are basically three parts to this, Vishnu, very quickly. A, he talks about the two leaders arriving at a trade deal that should be announced. B, the mention of Russian and potentially Venezuelan oil. Given how controversial that's been in the international context, we'll have to see what the Indian External Affairs Ministry says about that. And C, the tariffs have been reduced with immediate effect. The words used by Trump, carry his signature kind of warmth and informality. He says, out of great respect for Modi, he calls him one of his greatest friends. He says he's a loved and respected leader in his country. He describes this as an act that has been done by two people who can get things done, which cannot be said of many others. So this is brand Trump in full blast, describing what I'm hoping the Indian side will corroborate with their own statement very shortly, Vishnu. It's going to be interesting.
I will bring Aditya in on this, but my reading of the statement is that in as much as there is a trade deal which is likely to happen, the point where Trump says they as in India, will likewise move forward to reduce their tariffs and non-tariff barriers against the United States to zero will exclude certain areas. For example, the agriculture sector, the farming sector, the poultry sector is something we've got huge concerns about. Those are absolute no-go areas for us. So I'd like to really read the fine print of what is included in this trade deal. There are cultural reasons, religious reasons why we cannot, for example, accept American poultry products, because that poultry is fed, is fed meat, and therefore it is unacceptable for us to accept that. That's one of the reasons, one of the areas which was a no-go area. Aditya, important to wait to see what the fine print is?
Well, certainly it's a big announcement nonetheless between India and United States. It was on cards for some time. There were some final, discussions that were underway over the last 48 to 72 hours. We had spoken to top sources in the government of India who confirmed that this is nearing closure, both the MEA and the Ministry of Commerce. And now finally we have a trade deal in place. The tariffs have been reduced from 25% to 18%. These are some very critical developments. And himself, Donald Trump, announcing the same means that he meant business. And certainly after tough negotiations from both sides, it has been achieved. Obviously, Vishnu, you talk about the agriculture, the dairy sector, those are very important sectors which are no-go areas. Very stringent rules apply there. We saw a similar situation when it comes to the India-EU trade deal as well. But this time, Modi and Trump have sealed it finally after a phone call. There are details that Trump has given. He has said that Modi has agreed to completely stop buying Russian oil, also buy Venezuelan oil. And at the same time, we will have to wait and watch the final print of the trade deal once it is signed and the details given out. But nonetheless, it's a big development between New Delhi and Washington, D.C. And clearly, it could change the dynamics also when it comes to geopolitics and more closeness between the Trump administration and the Indian government.